On the night of August 28th, UAVs attacked another oil depot in the Rostov region, the Atlas plant. As Russian telegram channels wrote, several fuel tanks caught fire. 2 fire trains were called in to put out the fire. By midday, the plant was still ablaze. At the same time, the authorities of the Rostov region reported that no one was hurt at the oil depot and there was no threat of the fire spreading to residential buildings. The Ablaze plant specializes in storing petroleum products. In particular, it supplies petroleum products to the Russian army.
In August 2020, joint exercises of the Ministry of Defense and the Federal Agency for State Reserves were held at the plant as part of the Kavkaz 2020 exercises. In the demonstration exercises of the supply of petroleum products for the needs of the army, 3 methods were practiced: road, rail and pipeline, from a publication of The Insider.
On August 18th, after a drone attack, a fire broke out at an oil depot in another city of the Rostov region, Proletarsk. Then about 20 tanks with diesel fuel with a capacity of 5,000 cubic meters each caught fire. Firefighters have been unable to extinguish the fire for 10 days now. In total, there are 74 fuel tanks at the depot, which is part of State Reserve. The damage from the fire could be comparable to the annual budget of an average Russian regional center. According to the calculations of journalists from the Wall Street Journal, the total cost of the fuel stored at the depot is about $200 million. According to Russian media, after August 18th, ads for the sale of oil storage facilities and oil refineries began to appear in mass in the Rostov region.
One of the complexes in Volgodonsk, on an area of 16.7 square meters with 2 buildings, several fuel tanks and a railway track, is being sold for 30 million rubles. Another oil depot in Azov, on the fenced asphalt plot of 0.6 hectares, costs 60 million rubles. The depot in Matveyev Kurgan is being sold for 45 million rubles, although a year ago, according to the owner, a major overhaul of all equipment and buildings was carried out there, from a publication of the Moscow Times.
According to the Analytical Center Korea, in 2024, crude oil exports in Russia sharply decreased from almost 2 billion euros equivalent to 1.9 billion euros. As experts explained, most of the funds that Russia uses for the war against Ukraine come from the sale of crude oil, oil products, and various chemicals.
We see a situation where Russia will also need to rebuild all these oil depots. It may have the funds, but it will not have the technology. This is very positive. It is also positive that Russia is running out of crude oil, which was extracted using technologies that have been available since the Soviet era. Since then, Russia hasn't advanced or developed. Western technologies are blocked. We are approaching the point where Russia will lose oil markets because it simply will not be able to provide the technology to develop new oil fields.
Since the beginning of the year, drones have attacked Russian oil refineries at least 64 times, the BBC reported. For example, the majority of all attacks, about a quarter, occurred on oil refineries in the Krasnodar territory. In 49 cases, fire occurred. The Tuapse oil refinery was repeatedly hit. It belongs to the large Russian oil and gas company Rosneft. In May 2024, according to Reuters, the plant urgently stopped its work. There is no information in public domain about how the plants are being repaired after the attack. Reported by David Mikhin, Kristina Dombrovska, UATV News.